Welcome to the channel. Our first story is about a person on their lunch break.
At the time, I was a third-year apprentice chef going for a job interview, and they told me to arrive in my chef uniform, as the interview is also an addition that you have to make a dish that they ask for. So I did everything and was told we will call you. Still in my chef uniform, and I was hungry and thought, why the hell not, I will place an order. While I was waiting, I did notice a table of ladies watching me but did not say anything at all. My food arrived and I was scoffing it down as I have to go back to my job soon. As I was not on a split shift, I was on a straight and was given an hour's break. Then I noticed someone was standing next to me with a plate of food in their hands looking at me. I said hi and continued to keep eating. They got my attention again and started to look upset with me, which I have no idea why. I ordered a well-done steak. Does this look well done to you? They asked. I looked at the plate and wanted to laugh but did not. No, it looks medium well in your point. I asked, not caring as I wanted to finish so I can get back to work. She slammed the plate in front of me. Food went flying. Lucky for her, nothing landed on my plate. Instead of enjoying your food, maybe you should cook the way your paying customers had asked for. She snapped. I looked at her in shock. What, you think I work here, love? Sorry, I do not. I'm just having lunch, then I'm gone. Maybe go ask that person for help. I told her. She looked pissed. No, you're a chef, you got the clothes on. Go back into that kitchen and cook my food the way I had asked and paid for. I rolled my eyes now, as I had enough of her yelling at me. Listen here, lady, I was here for a job interview and they told me to wear my uniform, which I am. I did not cook that steak for you. As you know, I do not work here. Please go talk to the front of house. They can actually help you, as I do not work here. I snapped because if you looked at my chef jacket, it had bright pink word of sugar, which was the name of the cough I worked at, with pink buttons and pink and white checkered chef pants. This place is straight up black jackets with white or black buttons, and gray small checkered chef pants. The head chef wore no white. So I was shocked that she went to continue and yelling at me. And that was when I noticed the head chef walking over towards us asking what was going on, and she turned on him. Your young staff member here is refusing to recook my steak. The head chef smiled at me, then at her. Maybe because she doesn't work here? But please bring your plate with me and tell me what is wrong with it. She looked at him in shock. She doesn't work here? She asked. I smiled at her. Like I said, I don't work here right now. I snapped, finished off the last bite and walked off, leaving her stunned. I ended up working at that place and turns out she is always complaining about her food, but she keeps coming.
That was an interesting tale. Now on to our next story entitled, At Your Service, Sir.
At your service, sir. I was invited by an environmental firm to a private happy hour for new clients. The place was beautiful, a private restaurant with a reserved balcony, overlooking the beach with a perfect sunset view of the Southern California waterfront. I was feeling great about my life, celebrating with likewise professionals, and networking with new clients. I finally felt I have made it in life and living the American dream. At the end of the evening, I went to the valet counter to pay and retrieve my car. As I was waiting, I was talking to my wingman. Here comes a fast-driving, frustrated, aggressive driver quickly, pulling up in his entitled 1995 tired and worn-out Mercedes with yellow seats and gold trim. That one said, "Look out, ladies, I have arrived." He immediately gave me a dirty stare down, looked at me up and down multiple times. I ignored him and continued my conversation with my co-worker. Finally, the guy got frustrated and said in a stern, loud voice for all to hear, "Excuse me, senor, aren't you going to park my car?" In a tone that clearly was disappointed in my disrespectful customer service. And I want to talk to my manager tone. I turned my head to his direction and said, "I love to, but I don't work here." At that moment, my newer model spotless 2023 car arrived, and I couldn't help but look at him again as I got in my car as I tipped the valet. His facial expression was priceless as he quickly noticed he racially profiled a guy with a better car. To his defense, I am Mexican and I happen to wear a black coat, shirt and pants. I get this a lot living in Southern California. At times I feel guilty and my body wants to jump into action with the apologetic posture and don't fire me submissive facial expression.
Now for our last story. Karen wants me to do all her shopping for her.
Karen wants me to do her shopping for her. I started working at this grocery store chain when I was 16 and transferred to another location at 21. This takes place Halloween of 2022. I had to work during the day shift, and my store allows us to dress up, so I wore my John Constantine costume, which I washed once I got home. Before meeting up with friends to hang out and have fun, we end up deciding to get some snacks and drinks, and stop by the location of our store that was closest to the house we were. hanging out at which happened to be the one I transferred from the year before, while my friends and I were talking about what we wanted. A regular recognized me and asked if I knew where something was, so I told my friends I'll meet back up with them after I help the customer. I then proceeded to show her where the item was and asked if she needed anything else. And she said no and asked me if I still worked there since she hadn't seen me in a while, and so I told her I had transferred the year before. This is where the Karen comes in. She sees me telling the previous lady to have a good day, doesn't say anything as I walk by to meet up with my friends. Next thing I know, while we're at the register checking out our order, I hear a feminine voice say, "Excuse me, I've been following you around the entire store and you didn't even look at me." I apologized and asked if there was something I could help her with, and she then said that she wants me to find everything on her list and grab it for her. This is where I realized what was going on and explained I don't work at that location, and even if I did, that is not what the job entails. Her response was, "If you don't work here, then why did you help that other lady?" I replied by telling her that I had worked at this location for a little over 5 years and transferred the year before, so I still knew the store pretty well. And this is when she starts screaming at me to get a manager because she is going to get me fired, and my friends are telling me to ignore her and let's go. I instead decide to piss her off and get the store manager who knew me since I worked there in the past, and the look on Karen's face when he said I didn't work there anymore, and even if I did, I was clearly off the clock, meaning I didn't need to help her if I didn't want to, was priceless. After she left, I asked him if she has been an issue since I had left, and he said she has been doing this every week for the past 2 months. And the next time he will have her trespass because he is getting tired of dealing with her BS. My friends and I had a good laugh once we got into one of their trucks up to the house.